Man of the hour.
And I actually reminded him of that recently, and he said, well, obviously, Mom, I changed my mind.
Way to go, Josh!
So, I do have some remarks.
All right, keep it down.
So bear with me. So we were talking about the father of the bride speech the other day, and Catherine was like, let's wrap this up in 3 minutes. Let's not make this all about you. I was like, geez, you sound just like your mother.
Boom!
I got it.
I actually thought about doing this like 2 hours earlier, so some of these may not hit. So I hope that I can make this last a little longer than 3 minutes. So let me start out with fornication. Sorry. Fornication. When I get a little nervous, I speak a little too quickly. What I meant to say was for an occasion. So I am sad. I am sad that people couldn't be here, or people that are no longer with us that couldn't make it today. But I am happier that we're all here today to celebrate Catherine and Josh. I will take just a quick minute to catch up everybody with what's been going on. It's been a big year for the Badias. This is the first time that Dante has been home from college.
Daddy's home.
Breaks. Everybody goes to college. It's not that big of a deal. But he just hasn't been home in a long time. So we're happy to see him. He's off playing soccer at college. He's already reported 1 assist. Yes. So he's officially a soccer player. If you think about it, send some thoughts and prayers to Dominic's way. There's nothing wrong with him. He just is the last child home. So he gets the full brunt of mom and dad. Obviously, many of you know my wife, Julie. My beautiful wife, Julie, of 22 years this past June. I'm sure. I'm sure it seems like a lot longer than that for her, I'm sure. Many of you may not know, I met the love of my life in high school. All the way back in high school, that was a long time ago, but luckily for me, when that didn't work out, Julie came along. Here we are 22 years later. A couple other things, my sister Allison is expecting a check. Her catering company. This guy knows what I'm talking about. Her catering company. How about that charcuterie board, right? Oh yeah, my other sister Kristen is expecting as well. Very expecting. She's not the only one whose regular pants didn't fit tonight. And, you know, my brother couldn't be here, but he's off celebrating his 4th marriage, so, you know, he is basically crushing it this year. Again, like a couple hours ago, my dad was here. My dad's up from Tennessee. My other family's in from York and Philadelphia. Josh's family is here. Julie's family is here from Florida. So we're all happy to have everybody here and everybody here together. So as many of you, Chicago, never been. Chicago is like Perry County. It's good for one thing, which is driving through. So, as many of you know, Catherine and Josh's relationship started out like many others with a series of lies.
Tell us more!
What you may not know is there are also some concerns about human trafficking. Let me explain. So, one night, unbeknownst to my wife and I, and if you don't know my wife, it's 7:37. It's about 4 hours past her bedtime. So one night, Catherine snuck out to go meet Josh, and yeah, right, salacious. So we found out about it afterwards, and she was like, I felt the same way, buddy. When we found out, she was like, oh, don't worry, I brought my friend. I mean, she had her pepper spray. So I was like, oh my God, if you knew this other girl that she brought with her, she had a hard time fighting her way out of a wet t-shirt. So I was like, great. Like, can you imagine if this guy was actually like a human trafficker? He would have been like, oh, like bonus, like
2 for 1.
right? Like two for one basic white girl. Right? It'd be like, hey, hop in my white panel van. I have some overpriced cappuccinos in here. And they're like, oh my God, that's awesome. I totally love cappuccino. I just had that actually. What? The good stuff? I thought that was the good stuff. What's the next dance?
Chicken dance.
We're gonna do chicken dances after this, so stay tuned. So luckily it was all on the up and up, and Josh wasn't into human trafficking, so I didn't have to like pull Liam Neeson and go overseas. I'm like, I have a particular set of skills, and go overseas and track her down. So that was super awesome. I appreciate you for not being a human trafficker. Yeah, hey, put your hands together for Josh not being a human trafficker.
Bare minimum. Way to go, Josh.
That's right.
Way to do the bare minimum.
I know that the Father of the Bride speeches are supposed to be, full of the words of wisdom like commitment, respect, don't go to bed angry, blah, 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 those kinds of things. What you might not know is they include lesser pieces of advice like, I don't know, something that just came up recently like, hey, how about putting the cap back on the toothpaste? Is that too much to ask? Or we actually had a conversation, and this is true. Some of this is not true. But we actually had a conversation, my wife and I, the other day about admitting when you're wrong. Yep, and she knows exactly what I'm talking about. She blamed me for something that was 1,000% not my fault. But somehow I was wrong for that. So, anyway, I did want to say, and now that they're all gone, it seems a little, but there are a lot of people that were here today that have been married a lot longer than obviously you guys, and what Joel and I have been married, and what Steve and Lee have been married, and what my dad and my mother were married, which was just short of 45 years at the time of my mom's passing. And my sister Donia and my sister Pete were here, and they had been married for 63 years. So like, she's a saint. So I know that I'm not the most qualified person in the room to give advice for speeches and things like that. I did ask my brother for some advice. If you remember back on page 1, this is my brother who's been married 4 times. I did ask him for some advice on, I'm actually glad that my dad is not here for this. I asked him for advice on like, hey, what do you have to do with successful marriage? And then I wrote down everything he said and then burned it. So, you're welcome. At this table over here, they know my brother. So one of the other thing is, I think the cliche thing to say is, I'm not losing a daughter, I'm gaining a son, right, and that's true. But I think what's more important for Catherine is she is gaining a whole lot more than just a husband. She's getting the whole other side of this room. Yes. All right. She's getting the other side of this room, and I know that that brings out the best part of Catherine and probably some things we've never seen before. Is that fair? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, you know. So, a whole bunch of sisters and a whole bunch of adventures and a whole bunch of experiences that she's probably not had before. So I am super happy. Julie and I are super happy about that. That it's gaining a whole other side of the family, which is amazing. And I know that Catherine is
Super hot.
well, I'm not going to say that. So I will wrap this up because again, chicken dance. But if you happen to follow Catherine on Instagram, you'll know that she loves buying overpriced coffees from hipsters with quirky tattoos and face piercings. You want that like a hot latte? I hate my dad. She's also been known to pose in front of bookshelves and record players, or like. Okay, so everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna give you one more example to like hammer it home. Posing in front of, staring down an alleyway. Yes, creepy alleyways are super hot. Or like picking apples, and if anyone knows Catherine even for like 5 seconds, they know that she's so adverse to like physical labor. Picking apples, are you kidding me? Like, we'd be happy like if you picked up your clothes from the shower. But so in this rambling, incoherent speech, I will say that I think that what my advice is that when you look at Catherine's Instagram photos, everything looks perfect, right? It's well staged, but there's someone else that's behind the camera.
Aww.
Ah, yeah, that's me bringing it all together. And that is probably most of the time, Josh, right? But my advice is that marriage is not going to be a perfect Instagram post every day. There is some practice that goes into it. There is some coaching that goes into it. Oh my God, Josh, this is my good side. Like, give me this one. Or like when the sun hits just right in the back of the creepy alleyway, right? There is some practice that goes into it, and that is what I think is going to make a good marriage. It's a little bit of practice every day. And I know that felt like a lot. It felt like a lot longer than 3 minutes.
13 minutes.
So,
Just counting.
I think we'll end it at that and say to the happy couple, if you have a drink, please raise a drink to the happy couple, Catherine and Josh. Salute! And in Italian we say cent'anni, which means 100 years. Cent'anni.